Hey guys, Heathway here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to complete the brand new Leroy Sané Player of the Month Score Builder Challenge the cheapest and easiest way. It's literally just come out, hence why I'm still wearing a shirt and tie. Just got back from school to do this, and right now it's going to set you back around 250 to 300,000 coins on both consoles. However, I do expect it to drop down to about 200k over the next week or so because of Black Friday, and a lot of these cards will be packed a lot with promo packs being released, and because of that their prices are going to go down. But before getting on into the video, if you guys are new around here, don't forget to subscribe, as I'm trying to hit 50,000 subscribers before the end of the year. And also, if you guys could leave a like on the video as well, that would be very much appreciated. But getting on into the SBC, as always, there are 4 different individual SBCs to complete, and you get 3 25k packs and a 35k pack for completing all 4 of them. So we start off with Manchester City. Now for the team, you guys can see here, I've gone with a 2-league hybrid with Premier League and Ligue 1. Going over the requirements, you need at least 1 player from Manchester City, 4 Premier League players. You also need at least 2 Team of the Week players, 83 rating and 90 chemistry overall. So what I'd recommend doing is building your midfield and attack all from the Premier League, and as you guys can see here, I've gone with Bernardo Silva as my Manchester City player. I would recommend that you guys do the same, as he's quite a high rated card but still quite cheap. And then I've gone with Massa and Pedro as well as Morata. They're all going to get strong links together, and that gets all of them on full chemistry, and they're all quite cheap as well. You may have to pay around about 5 to 10k for Morata, but the 2 others are about 3,000 or 4,000 coins. And then I've gone with a Ligue 1 defence. I would recommend doing the same just because there's a lot of high rated players in there, and there's a lot of informs too. So I've used Inform Marcel and Inform Mandanda, and then Marquinhos, Fabinho, Glick and Dani Alves. So there you go, those are the players I've used just to run over. You guys can see all the price I paid for them right here. Some of them I may have packed, some of them I bought a couple of days before this, some of them I may have had for a long time in my club, but as you guys can see by all of those prices, it isn't too expensive. I think it's about 60,000 coins, which isn't too bad considering it's one of the more expensive and it does require informs. Next up, we've got Schalke, obviously the previous team of Leroy Sané. And to complete this, you need at least 2 players from Schalke. You also need 5 players from the Bundesliga, at least 1 Team of the Week player, an 83 rating overall, and 90 chemistry. This is the most expensive SBC right now. It's about 80 to 90,000 coins, and there are a lot of different ways of completing this. You can go ahead and use 86 rated cards like Muller and Ribery or Socrates, or you can go and use one big high rated player. I've used Mesut Ozil, an 88 rated card, to complete this. I'll leave a link down below to Footbin, and that shows a lot of different ways of completing all of these SBCs. I'm just showing you the way that I've used, which right now is the cheapest way of completing the SBC. But what you need, as you guys can see right here, is to go with a Bundesliga, Premier League, and then a bit of Ligue 1 hybrid, because I would recommend using someone like Thauvin. You could also use Inform Mandanda as well. I have Thauvin as non-tradable, and he's quite cheap as well for an 84 rated Inform. So I would recommend using him up front. On the right hand side, you want to try and use some Bundesliga players. An 83 rated CDM is perfect. I've gone with Keita. You can use someone like Kagor if you want as well. An 83 rated right back is also important to get the rating overall, so I went with Piszczek. And then you want to use Naldo and Farman. You need to use these 2 players from Schalke, as they're the best ones for the rating right here, because if you go with someone like Toprak, for example, you're then going to need to get someone like Goretzka in midfield, and then that means you need someone who gets a strong link to the goalkeeper, and that wouldn't work if you use someone like Toprak. So it's best if you just use these 2, or else you're going to make it more complicated and you'll have to use a lot of other players, which will make the team more expensive. So you may have to pay a little bit for these 2, but it's best because you're then going to not spend too much on the rest of the team. Then go with Mustafi. You're going to need to use someone like that. I believe you could also use Koscielny if you had loyalty, but because of the hyperlink you get and because of the fact he gets a link to the goalkeeper, it's best to use Mustafi. He's going to get a strong link there to Mesut Ozil, who I've used in the CDM position. And then you want to use a German left back or centre back who's 83 rated, and the only players that do fulfill those are Sula and Hervedes. There's no left backs, has to be a centre back, so one of those 2. And then you want to use Draxler, who I've used right here, quite a cheap card. And then, as I said, I've gone with Mandanda with Castro between the 2. But as I said, there are different ways of completing these. I'm just showing you the way that I've done, which right now is the cheapest way of completing the SBC. You can see all the price I paid for the cards right there, and we're going to submit that, and that gives me a mega pack. So you do actually get 115k worth of packs back. So there's always a chance you could get a decent player in there. Next up is Germany, and to complete this right here, you actually need to go and get the 2 players that I've already used in this team, so I actually have to go and quickly get them off the market. So to complete this, you need at least 3 players from Germany with a maximum of 4 players from the same league, at least 2 Team of the Week players, an 82 rating and 90 chemistry. Now I had to quickly go and get Sula, as I'd already used him in the previous SBC, and you need a German keeper who's 84 rated. I originally had Farman, but I had Horn in my club, so I decided to go with him. Now to complete complete this, I would recommend going with a 2-league hybrid, or at least kind of a 2-nation hybrid mainly. So I've gone with predominantly German players and then predominantly Spanish players. I've also used Inform Vrsleko here, as you need the 2 informs. This is just, again, another way I've done this. There are other ways. I'll leave a link down below to Footbin so you can check those out. But right now, this is the cheapest way, and it uses some cards I already had. So on the right-hand side of the pitch, I've gone with Inform Vrsleko and Inform Paco Alcácer. I've then used Bruno. You've got people like Koke you can use here as well. I've then got Aspas. You can use someone like Aduriz if you want. And then I've gone with Borja Valero in here. And then I've gone with Sami Khedira, Schmelzer, Tar. You can use another 82 rated centre-back like Ginter if you want. You could use Inform Ginter, and then you could go with maybe someone like Juan Fran in at right back. Then I've gone with Sula, and then finishing off the team, we have got Horn in the goalkeeper position. So just running over the players I've used so you can see the prices and you can see everything like that if you do want to go and copy them. These are all the players I've used. This is one of the, I think, cheaper SBCs overall. It's about 50 to 60k, and the most expensive one by far is definitely Schalke. And we finish off with the easiest and the cheapest out of all of these, and it's simply called Player of the Month, and you need a maximum of 3 players from the same league, a maximum of 4 from the same nation. You also need at least 3 Team of the Week players, so it seems quite expensive, but you can use pretty much any Team of the Week players of your choice. Everyone has to be gold, and 90 chemistry overall. Now, what I would recommend doing is getting one of the many very cheap, low-rated German informed strikers and using them in the left centre-back position. I've used Girth, as I've already packed him. There are quite a few, about 4 or 5 different ones. They're all 76, 77, 78 rated, and they're all about 11 or 12k. So just use one of them there. It's going to get that link to Sane in the left mid position. Well, not Sane, kind of these block cards which fill in the specific position. In this case here, you've got Mane, Sane, and also Harry Kane as the previous player of the month cards. But you want to get a German inform down here. And then just go with 2 English centre mids from the Premier League. So I've gone with Delph and Livermore. Just get low-rated non-rares. You then want to get a hyperlink between your right mid and right winger. So 2 players playing for the same club and same nation. I've gone with Sanabria, and then I've also gone with Jesus Navas. There are a couple of other ones. You can use Tello and Jal Queen. That's another example. There are plenty of others. Just look on the market. You'll be able to find a few, and you may already have some in your club. Just 2 players who play for the same nation and also the same club, so they get full chemistry together. And then you want to finish off the team down here by building a triangle that features 2 informs. So I've gone with this guy right here called Tomovic. He was in last week's Team of the Week. He's about 13k, a very cheap inform. And then Sirigu, you can pick him up for about 15k. I've used him, and then I've used an Italian centre-back who's going to get Sirigu on full chemistry. You don't have to do exactly the same. You could use maybe an inform right mid and an inform right winger of your choice, and then you can use just 1 inform down here. So you could use, for example, a goalkeeper and centre-back from Chievo Verona, the same team as Tomovic, and get him on full chemistry. There are a few other ways, but this is the cheapest right now just because right mids, there is a guy who plays for, I believe it's Olympiacos, in the current Team of the Week, but he's gone up a lot in price just because of this SBC. And these guys down here have been packed so much, they're really common on the market, so I'd recommend using the same cards that I've used right here. But going over the individual prices, 15k for Sirigu, 600 for the non-rare. First owner for Tomovic, he's about 15k though. Girth, also first owner, he's about 11 to 12k on the market. Then we've got Sarabia, Livermore, Fabian Delph, and then we also finish off with Jesus Navas. There we go. We're going to submit that. That gets me a rare gold pack, so that's another 25k pack, and is going to complete the first Player of the Month SBC that I've completed so far on this game. We don't get the picture for it, but it is Leroy Sane. I'm a Manchester City fan. I've already got an inform, not an inform, an untradeable Kevin De Bruyne, so I can't wait to link those 2 up. There we go. We've completed the SBC. We've got the card. Going to quickly press A right there so we can take a look at some of those in-game stats. We're going to open those packs in just a minute as well. 95 pace, 89 dribbling, 85 shooting. Look at that, 95 sprint speed. Really good attack positioning, finishing, shot power, long shots. Really, really good card. Can't wait to give him a go. So let's go and get on into the packs. So we've got 4 packs to open. They're all pretty big packs, 25ks and also a 35k. So I'm hoping for, let's say, 2 or 3 drop downs. I'd take that. I'm going to leave the 35k pack to last and go in with the 25ks first. So what can we get? No drop down first pack. We get at least 3 rares. I'm hoping to get maybe 50k back. That'll be good. I think, as a lot of the cards I used were untradables, I probably spent about 150k on this SBC. So if we can get a third of that back, I'd be happy about that. We get Hernandez, nothing amazing in there, nothing much, but still it's a few coins back. Even if you get really average back, you're still going to get like 20 to 25k, I'd say, at least. You never know, you could get a player that actually makes you profit from the SBC overall. We get a drop down, always good. It's a gold card. Who is it going to be? France. Striker. Oh my god, I thought that was going to be Griezmann. I thought that was going to be Griezmann. I just paused for a second. I thought that was Griezmann, and it's Kevin Gamero instead. If we got Griezmann, that would have been profit overall. That would have been profit. But in the end, we got trolled. That is one of the worst trolls on this game. It's a drop down, same striker, same nation, and it's Kevin Gamero. Really disappointed about that. I honestly thought I got Griezmann. We don't even get a drop down in this pack. We don't even get one. Hopefully, though, we can finish off with one. It's going to be Serge Aurier. I mean, not the worst. He goes for like 2k, so it's, again, a few more coins back. But I just wish we got Griezmann, because that would have been profit from the SBC. Nothing really in there, though. I mean, always check the price of the non-res. Some of them may go for a bit, but none really looked like they were there. But here we go. We're going to finish off with the mega pack. I'll put the controller down. What are we going to get? Flashed up really weird. It glitched. We don't even get a drop down in the mega pack. These packs have been pretty disappointing. To say the least. We get Immobile, Ciro Immobile in the pack. Not the best of packs, but we've got Leroy Sané as that main player. So I'm really looking forward to giving him a go. Really pleased I unlocked him. It's actually the first Player of the Month SBC I've done this year. And yeah, we've got him. So going to send a Kirby to the transfer list. I just literally rushed back from school because I didn't have a lesson in the kind of hour or so when Player of the Month was released, which is lucky. So quickly got the SBC done and managed to submit it. And yeah, I need to now edit this video in about 10 minutes before going back to school. So hope you guys did enjoy. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Take care.